Alrighty. Morning, everybody. Go ahead and drop this link for people. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I'll have to see. I'm that's my 23 and me. All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and it's 8:35, so I'm gonna go ahead and give everybody just a minute. And we're gonna go ahead and go live, or start going over the news, stuff like that. Take a look at our economic calendar, all that good stuff. So just give everybody just a minute to hop on here. All right. So let's see here. Let me post this in there. Morning. Good morning. Uh, Irish. All right. So Discord. I'm not. Kind of, actually, I guess. Alrighty, guys. So let's go ahead and get started with our news. Gonna let everybody kind of pile into YouTube here. Give it just a minute. I know I'm a little early this morning, or a little late this morning, but um, anybody see those Pandora papers? Pretty pretty sketchy stuff. I'll have to talk about that after hours. Um, all right, so right at the bat, looks like good morning, what's up? Any thoughts on L L LCLP? We'll take a look at it. All right, so um, we're gonna go ahead and just take a look. Of course, we got October 4th factory orders. Trading impact relatively low. We have low impact trading data coming in for the next 2 days. So hopefully we'll see a reprieve for the next 3 days until, of course, we get into the end of the week. As per usual, um, let's see here. Also, going over just the top news headlines here this morning. Johnson Johnson to seek a USD or US FDA authorization of booster shot this week. So they're looking for that booster shot to come in. OPEC oil is likely to keep oil output policy unchanged. I might not see any movement there. S&P offers concessions in bid for EU, OK, and ISH market deal. Business information provider S&P Global has offered a concession in attempt to secure EU antitrust for 44 billion buy of its ISS market. Also, we have pharmacy chains face first trial over opioid pandemic. The first of four larger pharmacies chains over the deadly U.S. Opioid pandemic was set to begin, the two Ohio counties seek to convince jurors and the companies are responsible for flooding communities with addictive pain. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm on YouTube right now. The link is in the bio. On TikTok, if you guys want to drop a request or ask any questions, that's where I can kind of see those. Obviously, going a little bit too fast here. McDonald's setting a target for zero net emissions by 2050 from meat to energy. So it's pretty. McDonald's is going to end up making computers or something. Okay, so looking at futures this morning, U.S. stock futures ticked lower, drawing from weakened sentiment in world stocks on worries about property developer China Evergrande, while Tesla shares rose after reporting a record number of electric vehicle deliveries. Gold eased more than 1 week high. Treasury firm and dollar recouped some losses, but bullion held above key technical support of 1750, buoyed by concern of wider markets and inflation. Oil was steady and ahead of a meeting by OPEC, which determined whether a recent rally in prices amid recovery of COVID-19 will be sustained. And I think last night I had everybody kind of talking to me about the SPY and whether it was going to dump or not. And I'm just, keep it simple for you guys. Anytime we gap down, and of course, this gap has almost entirely been filled. But there's a lot of stocks here that have gapped down. So it's going to be curious to see if whether we actually push up and fill that gap, kind of how we usually do. And still go for that. Oh god. That test of downtrend that we were talking about last night, which I'm still suspecting we will see. So today's target's just going to be 437.35 or 75, excuse me. So Delta Airlines, the airline said on Sunday that its ticket sales have stabilized, starting to improve, putting on a course to deliver a third quarter revenue within its original forecast for a 30 to 35% drop versus corresponding 2019 levels. This is an improvement from the projection last month, where it adjusted the forecast to a lower end of the range after a resurgence of COVID-19 cases. So, all right. So looks like. Also, definitely something to keep in mind. Zoom aborted the 14.7 billion acquisition of a call center software Five9, has spotlighted issues that will weigh on the virtual meetings giant next attempt to expand through deal making. All right. So we got some price target raises on Tesla. Of course, their delivery numbers went well. Tesla said on Saturday that it delivered a record number of electric vehicles, electric cars in the third quarter, beating Wall Street estimates after Chief Executive Elon Musk asked staff to go super hardcore to make their quarter end delivery push. Tesla has weathered the chip crisis better than rivals, with overall delivery surging 20% in July to September period from its previous record in the second quarter, making the sixth consecutive quarter-on-quarter gains. So that's pretty good. Musk said Tesla did suffer an extremely severe part shortage earlier in the third month, and it urged employees to make into the quarterly delivery push. So definitely good news there. Take a look at Tesla and pre-market. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And I don't even have to move any lines. Maybe just a little bit. There you go. So that's going to be tricky. Almost moving up, tried to sell off right there. You actually went and filled the gap. You did have a gap here in pre-market. That gap has been filled. So that's actually good. I prefer to see a gap up, but the only thing that's disappointing is the 810 target is pretty far away. I know Quinn, if you're on, I don't know if you're on this morning already. She's not, but Quinn swung 810 Tesla calls, so good on her for those. How's it going? Uh, what did you say? Does he read comments? Yeah, I do. I was just going over the news because it was important. Um, yeah, but I'm trading stocks at the moment, so I'm not really super concerned with crypto at the moment. I'm not a crypto guy. It's it's not me. I'm not a crypto dude. I just don't trade it like that. Oh, I am tired this morning, though, not gonna lie. All right. What about SQ? We'll take a look at it here in just a moment. We're gonna go over the watch list, go over some setups that I'm gonna be looking at, uh, as well as some top news. Hold on a second. I forgot to update my Building to Pro, so I gotta do that at some point. Um, okay, so let's go over a couple of these setups here. So far, EA still holding up relatively well. I'd recommend setting a couple of different alerts on this one if you're interested in playing it with me. I'm looking at EA below 143 for a potential retest. I'm looking at this 5 minute. You could use the 5 minute 200-day EMA. That's what I've been using. But even if you just go to the hourly, I'm looking for that support bounce. So 142.50, 142.45 at the most, but definitely eyeballing this one for a potential leg up. So far in pre-market, nothing doing. And if it does decide, even because it has 3 attempts to break resistance, if it does decide to actually go, then I'll take it above that pre-market or that 144 level, with the first target probably going to be 145 even. Not much room for profit there. There's a very, very small gap that could be filled as well, but I would anticipate a potential run to the 147 level. So EA has a great setup. If you look at the daily, strong reversal off of 125 back above the EMA, and even just taking a look at these major indicators. The only thing that we really need to clear is this 500 HMA that we were talking about last night. So EA is going to be an interesting play today as well. So EA Sports to the game. That's all I can think of every time I hear that. Okay, so BA, got EA and BA. So far here in pre-market, BA looking pretty good. Probably going to take that one for the 229.65, 229 or 228 break, and the 230 break. I'm looking for a run. There's a little gap here on the daily to 232.55. The main, and I would recommend anybody trading weeklies, anything 240 is my exit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It just is what it is. I'm going to be getting out of the trade, whether it's a day trade, scalp trade. It doesn't matter what the hell the trade is. 240 is a significant level that I would need to see. I would be okay with watching it break past and then retest before re-entering that setup. So far, EA still no breakout there this morning, but looking good for the setup. So I do like EA. That's more of a day trade opportunity. BA also enough to go out, to the end of the week or even next week. I do like that one as well. Also, we've got Netflix on watch as well. This one so far here looks like it's back down to, there it is. So this is, and I was curious to see if we would do this. This is the little support that I see, and I'll get rid of all these crazy lines. So um, anticipating, I would just watch this one, let it come to you. The trade's a little bit wonky as far as the setup is concerned. It could very easily U-turn and start falling anywhere below 600 with the retest area of 592. So definitely not a crazy great setup, but it could actually to the upside. Last Friday, we saw some significant movement on Netflix, good volume as well. The only thing that I see right now is a pullback, which would be healthy, but a pullback to 595, and then that would give you that ascending triangle on the daily or on the hourly here. So, um, Hollywood video. That's weird. Yeah, if you guys have any questions and have any requests, please feel free to drop those in the YouTube. I can't see them here on TikTok, moving too fast. I see PayPal, BBIG, all that stuff. But if you guys will just hit the link, you don't even have to stay in the YouTube, but just drop those requests in the YouTube channel, I would appreciate it greatly. All right, so anyway, Netflix, that one, of course, 615 would be the trigger level to the top. So if it does end up breaking out, that would be where I'd be watching that one. Okay, so that one I would say is kind of on the back burner, but of course we know Netflix and it can absolutely move parabolically very quickly, so not going to cast too much doubt on that setup. Um, okay, secondly, we also have Roku. Now we actually swung Roku, so this is going to be very important as far as managing this trade here this morning. And I will say that I'm a fan of the resiliency already. I do like the setup, and I'll tell you why. So a lot of people may be concerned that we gap down. I'm not. First of all, we gapped down to 309 and we very easily pushed right back up above a major moving average, left ourselves a little bit of a gap and still maintaining that inverse head and shoulders with the same original target of 320. That's the scalping day trading target. And we also are well aware that that is right around downtrend, and we don't like to scalp weeklies through a downtrend. Guys, I will warn you that it is a big downfall of people trying to short support with weeklies and trying to long resistance with weeklies. Oftentimes you're going to get caught up. Affirm is on my watch list this morning, Mark. So stay tuned and I will go over that one. So Roku, obviously, those of you who would be, inclined to add to your position at the break of pre-market high, you are more than obviously welcome to do so if that's within your risk. But 615.85 looks like that little level there. And like I said, just a solid push. More than likely, it's going to move very quickly. Um, the way the Roku moves, it's probably going to shoot up rather quickly, so I'd be ready to take profit. And again, if you guys don't have a stop loss set, you should never be in the trade. So if you don't have this stop loss, for me, my stop loss is going to be 311. And that's going to be candle close. So 311 candle close. So if it taps 310 and bounces off, so be it. It's a candle close that I'm looking for. So what's up, Mario? Fun time. BBIG, SRP, cool. We'll definitely take a look at those as well. Um, yes. Doc, sorry, I didn't mean to miss your message, but yes, that does take your card. So, but that is a security purpose. It's a double-edged sword. I understand it's not preferred, but what are my thoughts on SPY? I still think that there's a bit of green to see. That's my personal opinion. Could be wrong, but if you look at SPY right now, you've gapped down. Gapping down, in my opinion, is bullish. Gapping up is bearish. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but there's still a little bit of a gap fill. I imagine that we will 434.86, but if it does, it's going to set it up to potentially go and test this downtrend. So if you see this downtrend here, I'm suspecting that 238 is the target that we might see. We may chop in that range, but expect this type of movement once we do. This could end up just being a day in which we get to 437 and then settle there. I will look at SQ, yeah, just a moment. Um, how do I know how to pick stocks? So I get that question a lot, and I think it's good to answer really quickly here. Um, I think what most people are looking for is that they don't want to, and a lot of people's small accounts are most worried about or are trying to figure that question out first because it's a risk to reward type thing. For me, I'm looking for a catalyst, and I'm also looking to study the stock's behavior on type catalytic movement. So if there's a move to the upside, um, and I can kind of look at, okay, so let's say that it's Roku, right? So if it's Roku, and I know that in a bull run, right, Roku can make let's see, it goes from, we'll just study this part. So 384, 385, and makes a run to 400. So that's a $25 push in a good bear market with good volume, good catalyst. So that's the type of thing that I would be studying in order to see if it's the stock that has enough liquidity for me to play, enough movement for me to play. And that's essentially kind of how and that takes just research. There's no like special formula. Nobody's going to give you a list. There's always blue chip, big beta stocks that move really well, and you have to have a strategy in order to pick stocks. That's another thing. And one-on-ones that I had this week, there are so many people who have yet to figure out or even decide to make a strategy. Until you have one, picking stocks is going to be really, really hard. For me, I know what I'm looking to do. I love bull spreads, right? I talked about, throwing out that anchor with long contracts, whether that be the $30 call, on a stock that's at 21, but going out a couple months as your target price, and then using weeklies underneath or monthlies underneath. Whatever your strategy is, you need to find a stock that moves in a way that if you like to sell covered calls, or whatever the case may be, that's essentially what you want to do. And the way that you do that is you can go through things like, stock twits. It's not, and like I said, it's not a special formula. No, like a stock's not going to just fall out of the sky. You of course can go look for the same prerequisites that somebody else does. But for me, some of the first ways that I always find stocks is through earnings. So a lot of the times I'll see what stocks have. I found GRWG, MaxR. In fact, I have a whole watch list here on StockTwits of stocks that some of them haven't even made it onto my list, but every single one of these was found through, not like found, but a lot of these smaller names were found through StockTwits. Just by looking towards the future and looking at earnings that could potentially be coming up and affect as a or be catalyst causers, and obviously there's no special formula with this either, but the way the stock to it separates things, it also puts the higher momentum or higher sentiment stocks at the top. So with the most message volume, those go towards the top. So the people are talking about the stock the most, that's kind of where I kind of eyeball it. So hopefully that helps. That was just a very quick response to that question. So what are you watching today, Mr. Potter? Quiver Quantitative. I am watching EA. I am watching BA. I've also got Roku. SPWR with the inclusion. I'm also watching Merck to see if it has continuation. I've got an $80 price target on Sava with a cup and handle on the daily. And I'm also looking at Sony to react to and I'm about to go over the rest of these, but to react to the Bitum thing. Would you say that SRPT has a gap to fill? I'll take a look at it in just a minute. I'm almost done, guys. Just going over this watch list really quick. Um, Anyone with Apple computers? I haven't checked the update, so anyway, so we got Roku, of course. Sony is on my watch list. I just wanted to see how that moved, and I haven't seen it this morning. So we gapped down. And if you look at the overall setup here, it's not really surprising. Yeah, look at we're already at 1750. That's actually a bounce level. And if we are going to form, if this is not a double top, it could be a cup and handle. So if it's going to be a handle, we need to start showing some sort of strength in this area to start building a handle type formation. Otherwise, this is a double top, and anywhere below 107, really the shelf of 105, 50 will likely see some continued downside. So uh, Sony's not the best setup. I actually just had it written down from yesterday. Anybody swing Merck? Anybody in Merck with me? I know we went through some shit last week, but you guys should be in the money now. Honestly, with Merck, uh, not sure if you're listening, Doc, but you can through the website, the same website that you signed up from, you can cancel from if you decide it's not for you. So basically through Ternary, they'll give you a key and send you an email, and you can cancel through there. Merck, good swing. likely going to be green as soon as we open. I don't like gaps below us, 82.85, right there finishing at 82.50. I'm probably just going to take profit because I'm in shorter expiration contracts. I will, yes. It's only 9 o'clock, so I'll go over a couple of your guys' watch lists. So, would I buy Shiba Coin? No. Thank you, Quiver Connor. Sorry, I can't see these comments at the moment, guys. I do appreciate it though. Um, if you guys want to interact at all, I am on YouTube. The link I go live every day. Um, so if you guys want to hop on YouTube, I'm actually about to go over Affirm right now. So if you guys want to hop on YouTube, you're going to be able to see the Affirm setup a little bit better. Affirm does look good. So anyway, Merck looking good. SPWR. Oh, that's not a ticker there. SPWR. So SunPower Corporation. Nothing doing yet. I'm setting an alert right here at 29.95. I want to make sure that I get an indication of when this pushes. S&P inclusion historically usually is extremely bullish. I have a $30 price target here, so we'll see if we get that. But expect a little bit of chop here down at the bottom. So SPWR looks pretty good. Sava. Let's go take a look at Sava. So hopefully we'll see some movement from Sava. Hourly, great flag. Beautiful flag. Love that setup. So there's your setup right there. You can set trigger points based on that break and downtrend. So anywhere above 63.50, you should be in the clear to start heading up towards this 68 and $69 level. Now, as far as the daily is concerned, it's pretty obvious cup and handle here. You are a little bit below it. Looks like you're at 59.99, so not too far. I still have a test of downtrend, but we are long on that one. Yeah, you should be. Yeah, okay, cool. So you're in Merck. Great. Yeah, so I'm going to be taking profit on Merck, for sure. So yeah, Merck was a great swing. I don't see Merck making a huge. Yeah. So Joe, I agree with you. That's why I'm going to get out of those trades. And anytime there's a gap below us, I know there's gap and goes, but for me, it's just a habit of mine to any the shorter the expiration, the less likely I'm going to be to hold it for any extended amount of time. I am not I didn't know. I personally don't really as far as much as I know about cryptocurrency, and I know some people may be offended by this, but as far as like a return based asset, I don't feel like XRP is the best opportunity. I'm sure that it looks great, but it just based off the way that the market cap set up, and I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I need to be schooled up, but that's my opinion. All right, so let's affirm. All right, so last one here, and really a pretty crazy looking setup here. We're gonna see how we're looking here in pre-market. So all right, so I covered this guys last night. We are there. All right, so this is it. This can be a great setup, and I really think that 140. Well, right now I have 138, 137 area, but definitely a probable price target. And the reason why I'm gonna show you guys. I know some people will disagree with me, but I see an ascending triangle. Now, inevitably, what does this mean, right? Excuse me, not ascending triangle, ascending wedge. So usually for me, what this means is that inevitably a firm is going to go hit all-time highs and then reject. It's going to pull back. So if you see any type of pattern, and we go over this all the time, it's one of my favorite reversal patterns on any time frame. I've shown it on Dollar Tree, like for the overall. I charted this last year when I made this. I made this video November 15th of a massive daily rising wedge reversal. Ended up obviously reversing, falling all the way back down. So I love the rising wedge, falling wedges. Wedges are one of my favorite setups, and because they do offer the inside, rather than just taking a breakout, you have a definitive target. So the first target is going to be 125, any psychological number, and then after that, we can start heading up to the 136 level. I am part-time bullish at the moment, but I'm just going to be reading and reacting sparsely. If you look at SPY, it does still need a test and downtrend, but it's not outside of the question to fall from here. I think anywhere above 435, it's just pretty simple, 437.25 as a target there where we could potentially trade flat. We'll see how we move as we get there. So, I that's so funny that Manny said that. I was gonna say 9:50 right before 10 o'clock. 9:50 we lose volume. So hopefully you don't see any pullbacks from there. So how did I get into stocks? I was tired of being poor and I can't hold down a job like normal people do. So well, it's not that I wasn't good at my jobs. I was great at my jobs, but then I would get fired from my jobs because I would get tired of my jobs. Or I like when I did high-rise window cleaning, I just knew my worth. I was like, why the hell did I just get blown around the corner of a skyscraper where people saw my face slam up against the window while they're working inside, moving papers around, getting paid more than me? I'm hanging off the side of a building. So uh, contracts are pretty expensive on a firm calls. I do, yes, Joe. So I'm going to go out a little bit longer on those. So here it is. Last time, those of you just tuning in, we've got EA, we've got Roku, we've got Netflix, and Netflix may need some time. EA, I think I'm putting like, I know you guys think I'm silly, but I put a little clock next to Roku and EA because I'm going to be waiting on those ones to come to me rather than me chasing it. And that's what I want to give you guys. Also, before I keep going, small accounts. Hey, what's up, Mafia? Small accounts. Um, I am watching, and I haven't checked it in pre-market. Let's go take a look. Nothing. Okay. So now we won't get overzealous here. And again, this is one of those trades that we're going to let come to us below $35, y'all. I have a strong conviction that Neo is likely going to fall to at a minimum of $30. And I know probably some of you guys are like, what? But I really feel like this is building a daily rising wedge. You've got the Evergrande stuff happening as well. Not good for any Chinese stocks at all. And looking at the setup on the daily, it seems inevitable that we will see that. So I would recommend going out on Neo at least 2 weeks, and I'm going to select the $30 strike for the small account with confirmation, but $30 puts with weeklies out right outside of the money, taking profits on those weeklies at those targets, and of course I'll be going over that. So let's see here. All right. Okay, cool. If you guys have any requests, put them in there. So I'm gonna start looking at people's requests here. So you guys have my thoughts on a firm. You asked about LCLP life clips. Okay. So this reminds me of a stock that I've traded before. This is OTC, first of all. So I'm not much of an OTC guy, but I will do my best in this case. So obvious support right here at what is that? I guess 2 cents, 21. We'll just call it 210 right there. That is seemingly the shelf in which is holding this stock up. You have bounced up, but this is very easily pulled back down. The volume is sporadic still at this point, but definitely picking up in overall volume. I don't have any idea what the fundamentals on this stock is, but it does look like you're in some type of. If you hold above that 21 cents level, I would imagine you're building your next base to move to the upside. But otherwise, whenever I see big spike ups like this, it just reminds me of a pump and dump. And if anything, it's more reliant or looking for news or some type of catalyst in order to move it to the upside. So Tesla 784 bounce. Yeah, I might have to leave that thing alone, dude. That thing already ripped. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll leave that to the professionals like Big Stepper and Manny and them. They're going to be scalping. So, yeah, I got you guys. We're going to look at them just a bit. So, all right. So we got LCP, SQ. I'm actually looking at SQ over here. You're pretty close to a major bounce zone, so you may see SQ 231. But what I would do here is this is a downtrend, obvious downtrend right there. Let's see here. Hey, okay. I actually would suspect so either one or two things you're going to see here. You're going to see that retest or that tap of 231.50 like I was just talking about, and we'll see if that happens today. Let's take a look at the hourly. That's not very bullish. Okay, so I would leave it at this. You have a gap fill to 239.45, of course, 240 psychological number right above that. So anywhere above 242.35, rebound time. And this is a bottom. This is actually pretty pivotal because it's the third attempt at support. So if you do bounce and break, it could be good for a run up to the gap fill. There's a gap on square at 254 all the way to 257.55. So could be a potentially good play there. Otherwise, I would let that trade come to you below 235 to the downside with the retest. And I like to use that 200-day EMA on the daily. Obviously, a strong bounce spot, but somewhere around 230 retest. So that's what I would imagine there. Um, and then CEI, what is it? How does it do this morning? That's about what I expected. All right, so there's your downtrend. And in fact, I said this. I didn't know if it was going to happen, but it did. So it retested 295, just like I thought. So basically, we just need to see 331. 331, and you should be starting to move 360. That's confirmation. You should be heading the upside. Watch volume. You need to see this kind of volume here in order to continue and see a good push to the upside. So if you guys have any requests, I only have a few more minutes. Actually, at 9:25, we'll close out YouTube. I'll be trading just on the Discord today. I may leave the TikTok live open, but due to the delay on YouTube and Monday morning, I try to make sure that I'm live on Discord, preferably rather than YouTube. There's going to be a lot of quick movement, fast pace, and you guys are running on a delay. I know there was a couple of you guys on Friday who were new viewers on YouTube who actually made some pretty good money. I don't see you if you're here yet, but yeah, that's 30 minutes of the day. That's really awesome, but that's just one thing that's a little bit I did SQ already, Zon. If you just scroll back just a little bit. Just a concern of mine. So all right. Let's do um you said BBIG. All right, let's look at BBIG this morning. All right, so already, not bad. That's good in the sense that you're there we go. Okay. So let's adjust this. Sometimes you gotta clean that up. That's the daily. All right, so what do we got going on here? Looks like we got that falling wedge. All right, so one of two things is going to happen here. Now, I like to go run up to resistance with good volume. Here, we've kind of dragged down to resistance. So keep this one simple. All right, so I'm going to set a line here and one here. So the range in which I'd like to see a break, 675 BBIG to the upside, immediate price target of 775. To the downside, if you get a rejection, which you are keen to see here, BBIG will break 565, and that one would likely take you back down to the $3.95 level, maybe even 375. So that's kind of what I would see as a potential there. Yeah, I'll probably leave the TikTok open because it's not imagine not being all in on game. Imagine being all in on game. Oh, you thought I was a DJ? Yeah, just wait. The set's gonna drop here in a minute. Some person on TikTok thought I was a DJ. That's pretty cool. We have a DJ. Dakota, free information. I pretty much have filled my chat with all of the things that uh I needed to use as guidelines to start. And I'm obviously going to be continuing to do that. But books, in my Discord, the free part of the Discord, there's an audio book. In the announcement page, there's a book page with literally so many books. gems that are really good. There's also a whole list of definitions, terminology, step by step, uh, indicators, et cetera, et cetera. So, I would just, there's no special like formula. I know some people like to buy courses. I don't have one. I just can't seem to get that out. It's like I just feel weird doing it, but um, yeah, so that's what I would recommend, man. And just watch people, watch people like me, watch other people trade. Anybody who's willing to give out information, absorb it as much as possible. You're gonna be creating something of your own. This is a craft in which we pull a little bit from here and a little bit from there because we're all our own person, and we have to build a strategy that's set up around our personality and our availability. So. Uh, can confirm books in the Discord are super helpful. Awesome. I'm glad that helps. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to hear. As long as you guys are getting some benefit from that, it's awesome. Should have a legit DJ in our chat. Yeah, that'd be sick. We have a DJ, but like that's just his name. Okay. I think we saw SRPT. Uh, what are you doing here in post market or pre-market here? Uh, that's a pretty damn big run there. Let's see where you're at. You're at 96 bucks. I mean, I would say right now you're crossing the daily 200-day EMA. That's great, but you're going to start consolidating. So I would expect a little pullback, maybe even running up to 104 before that happens, maybe 100, and then you see some type of consolidation here. As long as you hold the daily 200-day EMA at $90, you should remain bullish. So. What do you mean? I actually do have music playing, but I forgot to turn it on. There it is. People with ADHD save 10 hours by reading. No, they don't. Stop lying. All right. Um, what's my take on 3D systems? I just saw there was some insider selling here this morning. Um, where do you guys have any you want me to take a look at? All priority. Lulu, unfortunately, let's see, where are we at in pre-market? We're at 400. Unfortunately, I think that Lulu, I don't want it to be this way, but I think Lulu still has a little bit more downside. If you even just if you pull this daily support, you can see that we're pretty close to falling. Honestly, I think we're gonna see 380 before it's all said and done, before we get our next bounce, which could be pretty considerable, but uh that's what I see there. And then as far as DDD, DDD has an excellent technical setup as far as heavy consolidation. You can see this pattern. Looks great, but we just need to see a hold above 26.26. Right now we're at $27 in pre-market. Let's go see how we're moving here in pre-market. Yeah, so we're at $27 on pre-market. We really this stock could definitely afford a bounce here at this level. So I would watch that one for the 28.15. It's still on watch. It's been kind of on the back burner, but anywhere above 28.25, I think DDD may go retest downtrend at $30. I just went over a firm. I'm going to be trading it in live in the Discord and all that good stuff. But and then of course you guys can. We only have 25 spots left in the Discord right now. So if you're not able to get in for the trial, that's fine. We'll be open again towards the end of the week, but just due to the inflow, we kind of close things off here and there. So if you guys want to, that's where we'll be at. I'll probably keep the TikTok on. But due to the delay on YouTube, we're gonna go ahead and rock this one just in the Discord exclusively. So can I take a look at Fubo? Yeah, so Fubo actually broke its support. It broke its 200-day EMA. It is going for a retest of the very same support that it broke. Looks like here on the hourly, that's exactly what we're seeing here. So watch for a retest of $25. Anywhere above 25.35, and I would say that you're in reversal mode, so you might actually recover. But otherwise, I would watch for a retest and then a rejection, because unfortunately, well, when you break a level, usually you're going to retest it. So yeah, no problem. Uh, and then you said CWH. OPEC starting his meeting, or their meeting. Camping World, this thing looks like boiled garbage right now. The only thing I can say that's relatively bullish is you're bouncing off the 50. Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at Roblox. Right now you're at 41. It looks like in pre-market you're already back down to 40.90. So in all actuality, I don't know what this is or why it's moving the way that it is, but at the most I see 43.75. I'm not sure, like I said, what the catalyst is here, but upon a rejection, you'll have an hourly in head and shoulders type setup there, and I would suspect a reversal. You're in a pretty bilateral. It could go either way. And that's kind of where you would have to evaluate volume. And if you know how this stock moves, that would be more. I've never really looked at this stock before in my life, but looking at the way that it's moving on that 200-day EMA, it doesn't look great. Hopefully, it's bottoming out like it has before, but that would only be confirmed above 43.50. So Roblox, yeah, so Roblox actually is probably going to go and retest $78 potentially. Let's go look at the hourly. So same thing here as Fubo. You'll probably notice almost like that same setup. Anywhere above 76.40, and you'll likely go for that, and you'll have to move this down here. Go for that retest, 77, and then of course $78 even. But otherwise, if you do not make it above there, this stays a bear flag, and then watch this one to the downside. So what's wrong with the 50s? I don't know. All right. It is 9:21. Um, I think that's it. Um, all that's left to do here is take a little deep breath. Where I would like to remind you guys, those of you who are new, um, anybody, take your time. This week, I want to just give you guys an indication how I perceive things. Going into October, I'd like to just look at this earnings week. There is zero company, basically two companies reporting today, two tomorrow, seven, four, and one. There's no cattle eye, nothing to really, like you might have news articles that can be a thing. Starting out next week, which is a short week, we have relatively meager earnings. We have 146 companies reporting on the 15th. And that's when things pick up. After that, it's earnings season. We're into it. And we've got plenty of companies, plenty of catalysts to potentially move to the upside. So either A, we chop, okay? A, we chop, or B, we run into earnings. I think that we've fallen enough that we could potentially hold these levels. But of course, we will. But if Fubo breaks support, does that mean it will start downtrending? You should not look too long Fubo since it broke support. Yes, that's exactly what I would say there, um, for sure. So, also those of you on YouTube, we will be live after hours as always, probably 8:15. Not doing it Tuesdays from now on. No Tuesday after hour meetings, but we will do Mondays and Wednesdays, probably Thursdays as well. So, any, take a look at any here. But anyway, if you guys do not have a plan, if you guys do not set targets, you know, if you need help like finding those targets, that's a whole different thing. You know, feel free to interact with our group in the Discord, ask questions, whatever you need to do. Yes, Sushi, Any does look like it's found a potential reload zone. I would like to see $6. So like as it cruises into 615, you see where my 200 is right there. You can see it's kind of cradled around that. So I just want to see a move back up. But yeah, definitely could go for a move here. But I would just let the trade come to you again. So 575, and I would suspect EDD is gonna pull back a little bit around $5. So good morning, Brian. How's it going? But that's any there. But anyway, guys, anxieties that you feel during the market are usually going to be eased by having a plan and figuring out what a plan is and how to build one. That's part of that cycle too. So, you know, be patient with yourself. Don't chase. Don't if somebody's talking about it on Twitter, it's probably too late. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But I'm gonna go ahead and it's 9:25. So we're gonna go ahead and hop off YouTube. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. You guys can hop on TikTok. I'm gonna restart the stream here in just a moment. I won't be able to comment. I won't be able to really watch at all. But I will be looking back here and there. So again, the Discord, you guys are free to interact with us through the free chat. Also, take a look at those books, study up, chart up, and we'll see you guys after hours tonight. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Peace. Yeah, and I'll read what Manny just said as well. Good luck today. Ideally, this is the first week, October. Friday doesn't count. Don't over risk. Don't get overconfident. Everyone uh, on Earth's main watch today is Tesla, meaning market makers have liquidity. Buy the winning side, but not the FOMO side. Buy dips, not rips. And most importantly, walk away when you have profits that's relative to your account. So we'll leave you guys with that. But thank you guys so much. Peace out. Have a good day. Peace. Of course.